I was a psychologist. I was a professor of psychology at one time at Harvard, and I studied a great deal about imprinting behavior in animals. And you know, probably most of you know by now, that there are certain patterns that if you show them to a baby gosling, it'll approach and open its mouth, and if you show it the pattern a different way, it'll run away and hide. And it's built into the mechanism. It's instinctively built in. Well, you and I, in our incarnations, in our bodies here on Earth, we are complex packages of mechanisms of this nature, very subtle mechanisms, chemical, biochemical, psychological, the way we were. And so now and then we meet somebody and we, quote, fall in love. Another way of saying that within this framework I was just mentioning is that that person is the key stimulus. That person is the key that allows you to touch the place in yourself where you are love. When you say, I fell in love with her or with him, it means she or he is my connection to the place in myself where I am love. And when I am in love, the whole world looks different, because love is a plane of consciousness. So that your beloved becomes your vehicle for tuning, for shifting channels. Do you hear what I'm saying thus far? So when two people, and if you want to make it sound, if you want to run the crudity of it through, it's just like a junkie with their connection. And you get hooked on your connection, and you're very worried about what's going to happen to your connection. You want to make sure where they are and that you've got their telephone number. And it's the same way you feel towards somebody you're in love with. You want to possess them. And one of the things that strangles love relationships is that possessive quality of wanting to possess your connection. Because you don't know how to get to that place by yourself. Okay? And that's your vehicle for getting there. And when two people are in love with each other, they are both connections to help each other get into the place of love. And then they meet here in love. Now, what happens is that through spiritual practices, through tuning, through quieting the mind and opening the heart, through just tuning and tuning and tuning, you start to be able to flick through practice your consciousness and your heart until you come into the space of love. And then an interesting thing happens, and if you watch some of the social phenomena that have occurred in the recent years, you'll see that this is an interesting one, that as that happens, you start to experience love towards more and more people. And you learn how to live in a world of lovers. See, now we come back to something that you and I also share, besides just the fact that we are spiritual, sharing a spiritual journey in life. And that is that for us, because you are connected with Christ, and I also with Christ, and also with my guru, and also with other forms, our paths are devotional in nature. And that means our paths are through our hearts. And there are a variety of ways in which the heart path works. In Hinduism, they spell them out. There is the relationship between mother and child, for example, between Mary and Jesus. There is the relationship of friends, like between John and Jesus. There is the relationship of disciple to master. There is the relationship of servant to master. There is the relationship of father and child. There is the relationship of lover and beloved. Now, ultimately, you will find that because of your unique set of patternings, one of those forms will feel most attractive to you devotionally. You will explore them all, but one of them will feel most attractive. But as you get further into it, what I find is that all those ways become my way. And that I get so that everywhere I look, I see my beloved. I don't see the form as a historical form or as a special form. It's as if this is all God. And every one of you is my guru, come in drag to catch me. You're coming to say, I'll catch you. You'll think I'm somebody else. You won't see that I'm God too. The quality of my guru was that he was nobody special. Just another being. There was nobody there. There was just, every time you looked, you just fell in love. And my path is very simple, and it's your path. My path is the path of service and of love. Service because there's nothing else I can do. And love because it is such an absolutely royal road through. It's so much easier than the way of Gyan, the way of knowledge. All you have to do is love. Maharaji kept saying to me, you don't have to change anybody, you just have to love them. And when you go around changing people, you forgot perfection. Finally, what you become, or in the process you become an environment, a vibratory rate. Your life is your message. You dwell in love, and everybody that meets you, just by your presence, has an opportunity to come into love. That's all. You don't lay a trip. You don't proselytize. You don't prove. You give people plenty of space. I won't lay a trip on you. I am what I am. And if you don't come on, you're right there. A child will hear it. The hardest person will hear it.